It's very unfortunate that that happened because anyway, for us coming from the FDC, that is kind of a vindication because we've been telling the world that look, and telling our people, brothers and sisters in Kasese, that look, you try to stick around the NRM, but you're not part of them. You're not part of them because they don't consider you at all. Yeah, so it had nothing to do with me defeating Dr. Crispus Kiyonga.
Kasese has been left out completely, despite the many incumbent ministers who have been thrown out. And the only one who has been there, Dr. Crispus Kiyonga, has also been thrown out. So it's a very big challenge, first of all, to President Museveni. All along we have been telling the people that this regime of President Museveni is not really in for the people of Kasese. And they can prove it now, because if it were not the FDC party, that therefore Honorable Winnie Kiza has been actually appointed to the office of the leader of opposition in the entire country, in the entire parliament, then Kasese would have lost out completely.
It is unfortunate that my people of Kasese voted the way they voted, and therefore the president had no choice, only to first watch. But all the same, Kasese is part of Uganda. All the same, Kasese is part of Uganda. They answered the dictates of their democratic rights. Well and good. But as a new government, we have no option, only to serve them. Only to serve them. Whether they have a minister or not, we have got to extend our services to them.
This to them is a portrayal of double standards.
Honorable Irene Maloney and Honorable Kahendo Tafiri not only lost in their party primaries, they lost in even they went ahead to stand as independent candidates, and they still lost. It's amazing to me that they were still picked and actually they retained the same position.
They say it was a wrong political payback of President Museveni to his long-serving Minister Kiyonga.
Somebody who has diligently served the NRM right from 1980, and I think it's very important for the country to recognize that UPM was rejected in the entire country except Kasese. The only person that went through on the UPM ticket was Dr. Crispus Kiyonga. Mr. Museveni himself was rejected by his own people, but enough, and it was defeated by the DP candidate and Mr. Honorable Sam Kotesa. So to me, this is extremely disturbing because you look at the Kasese, which is more or less the cradle land, the originator of the UPM, NRM, you know, losing out, and not even a state minister coming from the region.
However, in return, they say Museveni will pay for it dearly.
Mr. Museveni managed to get about 40% of the vote from Kasese, and I can tell you 2021, it'll be by, I don't know what kind of luck for him to get even 5%. Actually, he will get 2% because that is a vindication. We've been saying the NRM is not for you. You better work and find out another party or political party, and so that you can join, give it the support, deploy the support, push together until they take government. And you saw it. You saw it that just I think it's now a week ago, the FDC was able to pick one of our able-bodied leader, a distinguished leader in Winfred, Honorable Winfred, behind it as leader of opposition.
President Museveni, I think, in his wisdom, he saw that Kasese was not in any way supposed to be represented, which is not good for him and which is not good for the NRM party. The loss is on NRM as a political party for the president, the appointing authority, not appointing Dr. Kiyonga. There is a loss to the NRM party.
the appointing authority has got a right to use any terminology which is right. For me, I'm saying the people of Kasese are studying the dictates of their democracy, of their freedom. And Kasese is a part and parcel of Uganda. And the NRM, we are the one leading the government. We are the one forming the government now. And Kasese being a part of Uganda, we have no option only to avail services to them, to deliver to them.
In spite of these political miscalculation, they are convinced that the people of Kasese should not be afraid of getting better services.
But what I want to promise the people of Kasese is that FDC is in charge. FDC is in charge of the district, and the people of Kasese should expect services. And they will witness the services, because we are going to make sure that the taxpayers' money is well spent, without fear of favor. And this aspect of, rotating around with and trying to misuse the resources of the taxpayer, we shall not accept that.
I don't want to use those words of yours. This is a democratic dispensation. This is a multi-party. There is a give and take. You win, you lose. Next time they lose, you win. So it's about democracy. The most important thing is that to extend services to the people. And maybe I appeal to the leaders in Kasese, most of them, at least the highest, being Forum for Democratic Change, is that the government in Kampala is led by NRM. The best we can do is to cooperate, work together for the good of our people, for the good of the country.
This now calls for an appeal to Museveni.
And maybe to appeal to the appointing authority, seriously, not to forget Kasese. Not to forget Kasese. He should do. President Museveni, we know him as a parent. What I am appealing to my leaders in Kasese is that we have no option. The common denominator is the services to our people. It is a service delivery. It's to make our country, to build our country. And therefore we must cooperate for the sake of our country, for the sake of Kasese, for the sake of our people. We must work together.
Honorable Kiyonga is not a member of parliament coming from Kasese. It's just like you're saying, because we had Honorable Nyombe Tembo, who is a Mkanjuba coming from Mubende, so we should really be contented or, satisfied with that. It doesn't work that way. We needed our own, because our needs are unique, and only somebody who comes from Kasese would certainly be in our position to push our agenda. But this is a vindication. This is a vindication which is extremely unfair. Just telling the entire world that, look, Kasese, you're not part of us. You're not part of the country.
However, political analysts have argued that misfortunes that befell Dr. Kiyonga was his own making.
So I don't want to just blame him or somebody saying, you don't have so-and-so because Dr. Kiyonga was, kind of like saying, I'm the only one. No. I mean, these people are known. Take a point.
Strange for you, several years down the road, with the exception of Lois Wambali, that all those years down the road, Kiyonga has been coming as a minister from that region?
This is basically what I'm trying to say. You can now begin blaming Dr. Crispus Kiyonga for just the president picking one individual. I mean, he's also picked like any other person. So he literally does not have the strength to say, look, there is somebody else. But one thing that you got to also recognize is that Honorable Lois Wambali has been, out of political system for now 20 years. 20 years. And every time, every electoral season, she's always on the campaign trail trying to look for votes for Mr. Museveni. And we know for a fact that every time a political cutter or a cutter of the NRM loses an election, what Mr. Museveni does is to appoint that individual as an ambassador or PS or director. And she's never been appointed. She's never been appointed. She's just at home as a subsistence farmer. So you can't blame that or attribute that to Dr. Kiyonga.
Continue pushing for coexistence. I will continue pushing for reconciliation and pushing for peace building. If we are to have a peaceful Rwenzori, if we are to have a peaceful Bwandara, if we are to have a peaceful Bundabujo, I will continue with the agenda of peace building, reconciliation, and coexistence, and of course development. Affirmative action to the people of Bwandara, yes, so that they can benefit from this new appointment that have been given.
Now, Timothy Sbasi, Television, Parliament.